In the beginning of episode 51 of Live Your Own Life, Hyo-sim leaves a letter next to Tae-ho, who is sleeping. After that, she abruptly and softly breaks down and gazes at Tae-ho. Following that, she leaves quietly, without telling him anything. When Tae-ho finally wakes up, he reads the letter that Hyo-sim left behind for him. Hyo-sim tells him that she needs some time for herself and apologizes to him. Tae-ho makes a hasty run to locate Hyo-sim. Unfortunately, it is already too late at this point. Does Tae-ho find Hyo-sim? The action then shifts to a year later in the future. We witness Tae-ho working out in the gym. The fact that Tae-ho has been away from Hyo-sim for the past year and has been working out at the gym with a lot of intensity has caused Chi-san and Jae-young to feel sorry for him. The show then pivots to Hyo-sim's home, where her family gathers and expresses their longing for her return. They are clueless about her whereabouts. However, we find out that she has been sending Hyo-sung emails in order to keep him informed about her health, so her family doesn't worry about her. The following day, Tae-ho goes to the gym yet again to continue his workout routine. At this point, he watches the news and notices Hyo-sim standing in the background. Following that, he makes a hasty run to get to Hyo-sim. The scene then switches to show Hyo-sim leaving for her morning run. After this, she goes to her university, where he eventually comes face to face with Tae-ho. After a year of not seeing each other, the two of them end up crying when they finally do. Following this, they proceed to have heartfelt moments with one another. Does Hyo-sim forgive her family? Following that, we witness Tae-ho taking Hyo-sim back to her home. When they reach Uicheon Villa, Hyo-sim's family is gathered and is happy to see her. Additionally, Sun-soon feels relieved knowing that Hyo-sim is doing well. A touching moment ensues between them, during which Sun-soon begs Hyo-sim to be her daughter in the next life as well. She explains that it will let her finally be able to lavish her with affection and treat her like a princess. Do Hyo-do and Tae-hee end up together? Following that, the scene shifts to the day that Hyo-sim and Tae-ho are going to get married. Tae-hee waits in the rooftop apartment of Uicheon Villa before the marriage ceremony. Fortunately, Hyo-do also makes an appearance. Immediately after this, he expresses his regret for having bad intentions in the past and for causing her pain. He then tells her that he truly liked her and that she taught him how precious love is with her unconditional love. After this, the two of them hug each other, and Tae-hee is overcome with feelings and begins to cry. Do Tae-ho and Hyo-sim get married? Following this, the scene switches to Hyo-sim and Tae-ho's wedding ceremony. We see both their families gathered. Hyo-sung then leads Hyo-sim down the aisle, after which Tae-ho and Hyo-sim exchange rings. We witness Taemin arrive at the wedding for a brief period of time, and he departs when it is time for the bride and groom to share a kiss. Who becomes the new chairman of the Taesan group? Following his release from prison, we witness Taemin visiting Jinbom's shoe shop. Jinbom presents him with a pair of shoes he crafted while in prison. Following this, Taemin attends the inaugural event and receives his official appointment as the new chairman of Taesan. On the other hand, we find out that Taemin and Hyo-sim relocate to the United Kingdom for a short time. This is done so that Hyo-sim can attend the most prestigious university in the country and acquire a master's degree in sports marketing. Do the characters have a happy ending? The action then shifts to 2 years later. We learn that Hyo-sim and Tae-ho are on their way to South Korea. After that, they make their way to Hyo-sim's home, where her family has gathered, ready to greet them when they arrive. Finally, we find out that Hyo-sim is expecting twins at this point. In addition, the child that Hyo-jun and Miriam have been raising has grown older. We also learn that Hyo-do is currently residing in Paris, likely due to his relationship with Tae-hee, who has been attending fashion school in the city. In the final moments of the episode, Hyo-sim requests Tae-ho take her up to the rooftop. As the two of them take in the breathtaking beauty that lies in front of them, Hyo-sim tells Tae-ho that they must stay united with their 2 children until the very end of their lives. The final episode comes to a close with the two of them sharing a kiss, which is the perfect way to bring the show to an idyllic and satisfying end. The episode review. In episode 51, Hyo-sim takes some time away from Tae-ho and her family. On the other hand, Hyo-do apologizes to Tae-hee for hurting her. The support that Mirim receives from Hyo-jun allows her to pursue a career in acting. Hyo-sung walks Hyo-sim down the aisle. Hyo-sim and Tae-ho have twins. This episode brilliantly ties up most of the show's loose ends. In the end, the majority of the characters, or at least the good ones, are able to achieve their happily ever after. Having said that, we are unable to tell with absolute certainty if Hyo-do and Tae-hee end up together. The fact that he is in Paris, on the other hand, gives the impression that they do. Since Tae-hee is currently attending school in Paris to study fashion, this is the only conclusion that makes sense. Though we wish we got some more clarity here. Throughout the entirety of this episode, the storyline will continue to keep you captivated. I must confess, however, that the episode was fast-paced, and it would have been more appropriate to spread it out across 2 or 3 episodes. On the other hand, this might be a subjective opinion. Aside from that, the last episode was wholesome, and it gave viewers exactly what they were hoping to see. In addition, the happy ending is truly moving, especially considering that we have been following the journey of the characters for 51 episodes at this point.